The Aces Liberty game was awesome. And this has been Sabrina Ionescu's playoffs. This is her moment. Like, she was pretty great this season. She finished 6th in MVP voting. But in order to truly become a star, you have to get it done in the postseason. You have to have moments like she has had this postseason. And last night, the 2 massive buckets in the final 2 minutes of the game were key for Sabrina. She had 11 of her 24 points in that fourth quarter. On top of the scoring, her little baseline pass to Breanna Stewart was a real momentum shifter for the Liberty, put them up 3. Aces were trying to stay in it, but Sabrina Ionescu, completely businesslike in her post-game press conference, she said, we're up 2-0. We haven't won anything. That's what you're supposed to say. But I just love it for Sabrina because this is what they envisioned her to be. I mean, she was the first #1 pick in New York Liberty franchise history, and she's dealt with a lot of injuries, and it hasn't been as quick of an ascension, perhaps. She has always had momentum on her side, energy on her side. She was stamped by Kobe Bryant. That is going to follow her forever. She has a signature shoe. But in terms of her play equaling the hope of Sabrina Ionescu, this playoffs has done it for me. And CJ, you've been a Sabrina hater. Got a text from you last night.
A truther.
Okay.
A truther because the hype, the attention, and the praise that has been heaped upon her has not matched what she's been on the court. She's put up stats. Like, she is good enough to put up stats. And that's in part how you win games, with putting up good stats, right? But in moments like last night, I've always felt Sabrina shrinks in those moments, where in moments like last night in years past, it's been, okay, who else can we give the ball to? It's got to be a team sort of thing, and I love team basketball as much as the next person. But with 3 minutes left in the game, and it's back and forth, and it's an ugly game, right? Coming down the stretch, one team has decided, F it, we're going to muck it up. Just get 3 or 4 buckets. Whose hand are you going to put it in? In years past for Liberty, it's been somebody not Sabrina. Let's put it in Sloot's hand and then see what we can make happen. Last year, hey, let's see what Stewie's got for us. Let's see what John Quayle Jones has for us. Let's see if they can't create something. And what I've always wanted to see from Sabrina, and I thought that she could do it, we talk about it like she had done it, and she hasn't. What I wanted to see was what we saw last night. And what ended up happening last night was give the ball to Sabrina and let Sabrina make life easier for everybody else. And the way that she finished at the rim, the way that she attacked and got assists, the way that she got to her spots on the court late in that game was something, was like, oh, if she can do it again, and if she can continue to do it in the WNBA championship game, then Sabrina will have arrived and have been everything that everybody, including myself, thought that she was capable of being when she came out of Oregon as a college player. Like, Sabrina's got the size. She is a big guard. A lot of people don't have the size to keep up with her when she drives. A lot of bigger guards also, or bigger wing players, because they're bigger, they can't keep her in front.
Right.
So she can go by damn near everybody. It's just, hey, what are you going to do when you get by them? Are you going to be able to finish at the rim? Are you going to be able to finish through contact, which is so important in the WNBA, because they're not just blowing whistles just because you look like you got touched. You're actually having to get hit. Right. Can you finish through that? And then when time comes, can you make the right decision with the ball? Once you do get by somebody, can you get the ball to your teammates in scoring position in a effective, efficient manner? And last night, Sabrina did that. And then to my surprise, it was like, oh, yeah. I rock with this Sabrina. If this Sabrina exists for the rest of the playoffs, I can be a fan of that.
Yeah, and the Liberty can be a fan of it too. Last night's game felt like a testament to a Liberty team that learned a lot from the disappointment of losing in the finals to the Aces last year, and have not only built themselves through their play. Yes, Sabrina is playing at a rate that we haven't seen her accomplish in the postseason thus far. Sabrina Ionescu in the playoffs averaging 24.5 points per game, 6 assists per game, 3.5 made threes per game, while shooting splits 53, 42, 93. No player in WNBA history has averaged 20 points and 5 assists on 50, 40, 90 for a postseason. So that is something that Sabrina Ionescu is doing that nobody else has done in the WNBA history. But you also have Breanna Stewart with 15 points. You have John Quayle Jones with 14 points. You have Vandersloot with 12 points. They are built as a team, and the mentality as a team to not just chase the first championship in Liberty franchise history, but specifically to beat the Aces in this moment. Like, this all comes back to how things went last year, and that is the storytelling nature of sports. This is the team that kept them from getting it done last year. They have equipped themselves to be better this time around, and I thought yesterday's game and the fact that they now have a 2-0 edge on the Aces is a testament to that. Sure, the series now shifts to Las Vegas. This is an Aces team that has won back-to-back championships. Becky Hammond talked last night about just how difficult it is to three-peat. I will not count them out until they are officially out, but I have been very, very impressed with the Liberty.
In years past, last year, if Sabrina's best 3 teammates had that stat line, it would be really, really hard for Liberty to win. Right?
Yes.
Like Stewie 14, Jonquel 15, Sloot 12. Those are, for 2 of them, like, those are numbers that pale in comparison to what they're actually capable of doing on the offensive side of the court. And Stewie and Jonquel Jones. Sloot is more of an assister, facilitator
At this point
in their career. But those other 2 are absolutely bucket getters. And for them to not be able to, or not necessarily not be able to, but for them to not get those buckets, and for Sabrina to be able to say, hey, that's okay, I got it now, and to step up and assume that role, it was really encouraging to see. It bodes well for the Liberty going forward. On the Aces, hey, adjustments got to be made now.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.